All right, everybody. Welcome to Exception to the Rule Solutions. Today I'm going to go over a little behind the scenes on how I create the H.O.F Experience for you. The first thing that I do in the H.O.F Experience, which is hands-on flight, is I strip down a GoPro so that we can take it from about the 98 grams that it weighs to anywhere between 17 and 34. And once you strip it down, you can get the sensor out that comes with the lens connected to it and the main board. This is the main component that you need right here. I have another component that's the USB-C jack that I like to use for powering and data transmission. There is also a ribbon cable that comes out of the case. And as you can see, this ribbon cable actually would fit right around here. So that's in the inside of the case, and some people don't want to strip the buttons off of here and do the soldering that's needed. And really, it's simple if you're going to use the ribbons because you don't have to get down in here and solder some of these very small connections. So what I've done to help out with people and myself who did not want to strip their first GoPro down all the way is I have created a case that you can go ahead and slide the naked GoPro board and ribbon into, and that will allow you to go ahead and use this naked GoPro on a smaller Whoop style frame without it weighing too much and making it too heavy. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to take this ribbon cable right here and we're going to feed it in to the slots that I created for it. So my 3D printer did a good enough job, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it came out, and I am able to go ahead and slip this in here. So we'll go ahead and start that process here for us. Usually just start right in the corner here and try to get that slid down. Try to get the buttons past there. Sometimes the buttons will actually slip off. Ha, slip. I like to say slip. They break right off. So I'm just currently working on sliding the cable down into the slot that I've made for it, and now we just have the ribbon cable, and you can see it's in there very nicely. So now the next thing we want to do is grab our circuit board, make sure that the ribbon cable for the sensor that the lens is connected to is pushed down. If it's off, sometimes you get a black screen, and you'll know that that's what the situation is. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and connect this connector. And the nice thing about this is that you're not actually having to solder onto the circuit board, and some people actually do worry about doing that. I don't blame them, because you can break them. You also want to make sure that you put that on the right way. So we'll go ahead and slap that on for us. Probably going to need the magnifying glass. So let me bring that down here. All right. Here we go. All right, now we got that clipped on. And then the last thing that I like to do here is go ahead and clip on the USB-C, which provides the power to the circuit board. So we'll go ahead and get that snapped on there. You got to be careful, and you'll know there's a lot of tutorials that go through this. These ribbons and the connectors are fragile. They're obviously not made to be plugged and unplugged, and they don't have a lot of cycles that they can go through before they fail. So you want to make sure that you don't bend the ribbon too many times, and that you don't unplug and plug these sockets in too many times. So now that we've got everything set in there, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and feed in the circuit board. And the way I've designed this, it should just take a little bit of opening up on the sides, and we should be able to slide right down. Another thing that I created for this, and we're going to have to see, we have a little bit of the circuit board sticking out there, and that has to go down in there, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. One of the other things that I've done in this case is through the back of it right here, if you push down on this pillar, then it will actually push down on the connector for the USB-C. So if you think that has ever popped off, you can go ahead and just pop it back on simply by squeezing the back of the case. So the last thing that goes on is going to be the front part of the case, and I usually glue that on. It allows me to get back in, but provides a strong enough seal. So I'm going to slip this over here without gluing it on, and then you can see how this will fit. And you can see that that fits really nice all the way around there. And that gives a good fit, it gives good protection, and at the same time, you're not having to deal with soldering and stripping the cables, because that is something that a lot of people find intimidating. So the only other thing that we have here is the USB-C connector, and that is just inside of the case, and that will go ahead and plug right in. So you can see that we're not having any troubles accessing any of the features here, and we always like to plug it back in and make sure it's working before we seal it up. Then that way we don't end up having to unglue it. All right, and as you can see here, we're going to have a LED visible at the bottom. We also have a LED visible here at the top for the recording and the power. So along with that, you're going to get the SD card that's accessible there too. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and plug this in. We like to look for a red flash to show that the camera got power, so it just did its flash, and then we'll activate the camera itself by turning it on. So we're going to go ahead and just hit the button through here. Camera just came on, and now we're going to go ahead and fire up a video, and now she's recording. So we're all set up. I can go ahead and stop the recording. I can hold down the power button, and that'll turn the power off to the unit. All right, so the only thing I do now is go ahead and unplug from the USB-C, and we'll go ahead and glue this on here, and then this will be a finished product. The only other thing that we'll need to do is attach the FPV camera like we have to this one. So, and I think maybe the next one we're going to do is going to be a slimmed down version, so that we don't have such a big case. We'll probably get rid of the ribbon. There's a few mods that you can do to power this GoPro without the USB-C, and I think that that's probably going to be the direction that we go. All right, I hope you guys found out, and hope you guys found this interesting. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.